Aaron, what's allowed Garrett Cole to be so dominant in his first two outings?
Well, he's Garrett Cole. I mean, he walks out there with a lot of equipment. I mean, but he's just. I feel like he's been in a good spot since day one of spring training, and he's carried it right into the season. Had a little bit of everything going today. I thought his fastball was really good command-wise. Changeup continues to be a factor for him. Both breaking balls, he was sharp, and he's throwing the ball real well.
Trevino mentioned his fastball on the field as well. When he has that pitch and he can locate.
Say it again.
Trevino mentioned his fastball and how good it was on the field today. When he has that pitch and can locate that pitch, what does that do for the rest of his arsenal?
Yeah, because, obviously when you're going against him, guys are selling out to certain things. When he's really dotting his fastball like that, and dictating counts and gaining leverage within the counts, you've got to, deal with wipeout secondary stuff too. So I thought he did a good job of staying unpredictable in some situations where guys might have thought he's going to try and get me to expand here, and he would dot up a fastball. I thought he did a good job of that all day long. But it's good to see him throwing and setting the tone for us like this.
Any idea of the severity of Donaldson's injury?
Don't think it's too severe, but it's a hamstring, and so we'll see where we're at with it tomorrow. I don't know. I would imagine they could be in. I don't know. I don't know yet.
Ron.
When Cole is pitching as he is now versus last year when the home runs got in trouble, is it location, unpredictability? What is he doing better?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. I think he's, I think he's made a conscious effort to establish some more things within the strike zone. I think he's using the inside part of the plate better. I think he is, I think he's, we're a couple starts in, but I think he's even done a better job of dictating counts. And if he can do that, he's ahead of guys routinely, you're in some trouble.
And with Castellanos in the seventh, does someone have to call timeout there?
In a perfect world, yeah. I mean, we tried. It was just too much to the end. So, yeah.
Chris and Dave.
Glaber hasn't stolen many bases in his career. What have you thought of his aggressiveness so far?
How many did he steal last year? 10? Yeah. I think he's doing a great job. He's, he's fearless on the base pass and instinctual, but I also think in the past he also will get, get on about he's not invisible, right? He's doing a good job, a really good job of being patient, obviously picking his spots wisely. I've just been really pleased with him on the bases so far this year. It's absolutely been a factor, and it's a credit to him in working on different things. And I think just continuing to gain experience and learn from things, because he is instinctual out there. And as he continues to gain experience with it, hopefully that continues to serve him well to where he's now real accurate. And he's done a really good job this year.
Dave.
Aaron, after that first out of the seventh, was Garrett looking over to the dugout saying one more, or I didn't know what that? I think he was at 97 pitches. Maybe.
Yeah,
so what was the plan going into that?
I knew after the sixth that it was going to be. It was going to be short. I think he, had the long fifth inning where he had the 2 walks in a row, and came out and, really got after the top of the order there in the sixth and really executed. But I also feel like left it out there a little bit. So I was going to be careful with him. And yeah, it was just one more hitter at that point. We're kind of on the same page with that.
Gary to the left.
With Torres and the stolen bases, is that a product of you or the coaching staff going to him and saying, you can do more here, or a product of, the bigger bases, or him wanting to be more aggressive out there?
Everything. He's always aggressive. He's always been aggressive. He's just, we want that. We want him to be at a high percentage aggressive. So, look, the new rules, the bases, all factor into that. Continuing to work at it it's, developing that skill, and drawing from your experiences are all things that obviously are serving him well to start the season here, but hopefully will continue to be the case.
Brian.
Talk about Glaber on the bases. What are you seeing from him at the plate so far?
Really good. I mean, just been really patient, under control at bats. I mean, that's what he's capable of. We've seen that. And hopefully, we're seeing a guy that's, really starting to enter the prime of his career. He's a young man. But I just feel like, every at bat has been super competitive, whether it ends in a good result or not. And there's a lot of calm to what he's doing up there right now.
Anthony.
Two things. Did Rodon have that side session? How'd it go?
Yeah, I'm sure he did, but I don't know yet.
And what does the rain out do to your pitching plans for the weekend?
Nothing right now. I mean, Clark's in line to go now Friday, so yeah, we'll stay on line with that.
Ron? Okay. Anybody else? Joel?
I was just going to give G a day off. Hadn't had one yet. Played the field last night, day game after a night game. And just kind of, coming out of the off day after opening day, kind of looking at the 5-day and kind of piecing together, all right, here's the matchups, who we're playing, knowing I want to get Rizzo one, knowing I want to get Donaldson one, knowing I'm going to get Stanton one. So it's kind of deciding between, with G, it was like, if I'm playing him in the outfield last night, is it today or is it the first day in Baltimore with the travel before knowing, obviously, we got rained out tomorrow. So it was a little bit of that. Yeah, I think GT was, 0 for 9? 0 for 9? Yeah. I like the matchup with GT with, it's Aaron Nola, so, it's as tough as it gets, but yeah, I don't think that's indicative of moving forward. GT's in a good place. He's as good as anyone with an opportunity against a good pitcher.
Meredith?
I look at those, but I'm not, beholden to them.
The Trevino home run kind of made it irrelevant, but after Cabrera walked, Cordero against Soto, any consideration there to pinch hitting either Stanton or Hicks?
I wasn't going to go G there. I did consider Hicks, but just felt like I wanted to take my chances there. Franchi was going to maybe take one with him, get aggressive for a bunt for a hit situation. Got that call on him 0-1. So, yeah, there was some consideration. I just decided not to.
Okay, thank you.